So today's recipe is going to be brisket chili. Now, this brisket chili is going to be good, but it's up to you how spicy you want it. Unlike all the other recipes that I've given, which were nice simple recipes, this one is kind of complex. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run down the ingredients that I use for this chili, give you my method, and I'm going to post in the description all the quantities that I've used. Now again, this brisket chili, I have toned down the spice because of people in my house, but it still has a hint of spice in it. So all the different seasonings that you want to put in, if it's not hot enough for you, you can go ahead and up it up a little bit. Now, when someone told me that real chili doesn't have beans, and I kind of like that because I don't like beans, so here we go. The first ingredient you need is going to be 1 to 2 pounds of chopped brisket. Now what I have here, I have some brisket that are frozen. I got probably half of it is point, half of it is flat, and I got it Ziploc sealed and it's been frozen. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and, if you're using a frozen brisket, of course, you want to go ahead and put this in some water. The way I do it, I get a pot of boiling water, and then I put this frozen thing into it. I will cut it down to a simmer, let it simmer for about 45 minutes, and then it's just as good as new as far as being smoked. After I do that, I'll put it on my cutting board, I'll chop it up, I'll put it in a pan, and I'll put some Fox Bros barbecue sauce on it and let it cook on into there. Once I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and put that meat in my chili. So, as far as the rest of the ingredients go, you're going to need an onion. 2 cups of onion, finely diced. So, however many onions it takes for you to get 2 cups, go ahead and do that. You're going to need some seeded and chopped jalapenos. I usually chop them up, but I've been lazy today, and I have this jar of diced jalapeno peppers. So this has already been cut up for me. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. So I got a garlic here. This is fresh. It tastes better fresh. So you go ahead and mince you some garlic. You're going to need a tablespoon of butter. I left my butter in the refrigerator, but you know how much a tablespoon of butter is. You're going to need some olive oil. I got some olive oil here. You're going to need some black pepper. Got black pepper. I'm using the coarse ground. I kind of like it better than the fine ground pepper. I got 32 ounces of this this beef stock. So if you go ahead and use that, this should be good for you. And then I have 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. Now this particular brand here is called Cento, C-E-N-T-O. It's a yellow packaging and with red writing. I believe that the tomatoes matter. I've used the crushed tomatoes. Also used the Sancher, the Sansop, I forgot. The one that started with an S out of California. This brand makes that also. I've used some different types of crushed tomatoes, and it seems like my stuff has come out to be more watery, more liquidy. So it's, I think this right here is going to give you the right thickness. I got some onion powder. I got some garlic powder. And here comes the spicy stuff. I got some ground cumin. You're going to need that. Chili powder. And chipotle powder. So I got all of that. You're going to need some kosher salt. And a little bit of sugar. Again, I'm going to put these quantities on the video and in the description. You're also going to need some tomato paste. So this is what I got. Just happened to be the same brand of the crushed tomatoes this time, but I don't think this matters. We're also going to need some of this, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but I call it Maseca, M-A-S-E-C-A. And this is more like a corn flour type thing. You're going to use this to thicken up a slurry, try to thicken up your chili. So what I would do is, I recommend, if you're coming from frozen, your brisket, while you got your brisket warming up, go ahead and get all of your quantities and everything together on your for your chili. Get started making it, and then at the right time, once you get your, at some point in time, you're going to get your brisket brisket done, as far as warmed up, chopped up, and ready to cook some more into that sauce, and then you'll be ready to put it in there. So I'll be back. So I'm almost finished with the brisket. I'm going to put it on this cutting board here. Go ahead and chop it up. I'm going to put it in a pan, and then I'm going to use this Fox Bros barbecue sauce. Now you can use your favorite barbecue sauce, but I'm using this one. It's a little sweet, so it's going to balance the heat from the chili. So you got that sweet and that heat. As I get that started, I'm going to go ahead and get my vegetables here. So I got my onion. I end up using 1/4 of a cup of jalapenos, and I got about 3 or 4 minced garlic cloves, freshly minced garlic. We're going to combine that along with some of the salt and some of the pepper, some butter, and the oil. We're going to go ahead and put that in a medium-sized pan. Going to put that over medium heat, and we're going to go ahead and just warm it up until the vegetables sweat out. After that, then we're just going to add our beef stock, tomatoes, chili powder, salt, tomato paste, chipotle powder, garlic powder, onion powder, the rest of the pepper, and sugar, and the cumin. We're going to go ahead and bring that to a boil, and after we do that, we'll add our chili. Going to go ahead and stir that chili in, and after we put that chili in, we're going to make a slurry. It's going to be a little bowl of warm water with that Maseca in it, and then we'll go ahead and add that to the chili, and we're going to simmer it for 5 to 10 minutes. That step where we added those first set of vegetables, I don't remember if I said it or not, but after we bring it to a boil, then we're going to reduce that heat to a simmer for about 20 minutes. Again, all the instructions is going to be in the description of the video. And at the end, after we let it simmer for 5 minutes, we're going to stir it with that chili in it. We're going to stir it up often, just so it don't settle to the bottom. Then we're going to be having some good chili. So I got my chopped brisket here. Most of the flat is up there on the far side, and I got my point down here on the near side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in a big pan, mix it all together, so we got point and flat all together, lean and fatty, or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to put that sauce on in the pan, and we'll get to going. Now that these vegetables look pretty tender, I'm going ahead and put in the beef broth, the tomatoes, all the rest of the seasonings, and the tomato paste. I'm going to go ahead and bring that to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for 20 minutes. Once I get it to start simmering, I'm going over here with my brisket and my sauce. I'm going to go ahead and cut that on, cook it in together, and then we'll be ready to put it in. So the chili has simmered for almost 20 minutes, and this is the brisket chili. I then got it cooked with the sauce all in it, and then it's going to be time to put it in the chili with our slurry, which is the water and the Maseca. So now I'm at the point where I'm at the 5 to 10 minutes of simmering after I put the brisket and the slurry in there. And also you got to be sure to stir it every frequently, because you don't want the meat to settle to the bottom. Once this 5 to 10 minutes is over, you're technically complete with your cooking. But I wouldn't start eating yet. I let it sit and rest for a bit. And also, you know, once you put it up, put it in the refrigerator, usually it actually tastes better the second day, because that's when the spices they get in there and they start redistributing, and you get all that good flavor. But that's basically it. Again, just watch the video, read the description, because it actually gives you the quantities and everything. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach a link to the brisket. I got a hot and fast brisket recipe, so in case you don't want to sit there for 12 to 16 hours, you can get all this done really quick. Thank you again for watching the video, and have a happy brisket. So now the chili has set for a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and just show it to you. This is it right here. I'm going to go ahead and put some in a little bowl.
These people try to think they're going to get around it, because if they send their kid on the bus, which is why I didn't have them in on the bus.
Looks like about 2 ladles would be a bowl full.
And they're supposed to be on the bus with masks, but they've been coming on the bus without masks.
I usually eat this with some oyster crackers and some shredded cheese. Shredded cheese tastes good on it, but you can do whatever you want to do with it. You can, let's see, you can put jalapenos, sour cream, Fritos, or whatever. Now, we're not going to eat all of this at once, so I have these little bowls here. You can get them from Amazon, and put them in there and freeze it. What I usually do is I'll put some in here, probably about 2 ladles full in there, and then I will put it in the refrigerator. Let it sit for a bit before I transfer it to the freezer. So there you go. None go to waste.